Hello, I'm Gregg Parker. I'm the owner and director of Camp Waziyatah, along with my brother Mitch, and I'm here to give you the grand tour of our beautiful property in southern Maine and tell you a little bit about our philosophy and who we are. Camp Waziyatah sits on 130 acres on a private 3.5 mile lake. It is just gorgeous. It's a stunning location, so much so that the Disney Channel chose us to be the site of their very famous TV show Bug Juice. Now, Wazi is on a 3.5 mile private lake, and the fact that it's private is a very good thing. That means it's safer, it's quieter, there's not people zooming around being crazy as they do on some of the bigger lakes. We also own more than 2,000 feet of lakefront and the entire southern portion of the lake, which is great. We have a sandy bottom lake here, so there's no yucky stuff at the bottom of the lake, and it's shallow, so the lake stays warm throughout the summer. We also have this wonderful thing here called the blob. Everybody adores it. You can see lifeguards there all around making sure everyone's safe. And this is how it works. You climb to the top of this tower, you jump in it like a giant pillow, you go down to the end, another kid jumps on it, which then launches you up in the air and into the lake. It's absolute joy. Everybody loves it, and you can do it every day at Free Swim. Over here, you can see a little bit more of our lake, and you can see our sailing department. We have lots of things to do at the lake. We have stand-up paddleboarding, canoeing, kayaking, water skiing, tubing, wakeboarding, and sailing. We have a terrific sailing program, and these are boomless sailboats. That means they don't have the metal bar at the bottom of the sail. They're great for learning, and that metal bar can bonk you in the head and knock you in the lake, so boomless rigs are much safer. Over here, you can see our ski dock. We have 3 professional ski boats at Wazi, and even though the sailboats don't have a boom, the ski boat does. This is a great invention for learning how to ski. It makes it much easier. Skiing is very dear to us at Wazi. I was a ski instructor when I was a counselor at camp. My brother Mitch, who's the co-owner and director with me, he was a ski instructor when he was at camp, and we just love water skiing. Everyone learns to ski at Wazi. This is the Pines Lawn. It's the heart of camp life. Everything is always happening on the Pines Lawn. People are always there and being social. There's no technology at camp, so it promotes this kind of natural environment and close friendship making, friends that last a lifetime. That's really what camp is all about. Over here, you can see our theater. This is the Little Mermaid. You can tell by the red hair and the bubbles. And everybody who tries out gets a part. And if you don't want to be in front of the stage, you can be behind, and everybody does. We do all the lighting, the sound, and the costuming and sets, all done by campers. Over here, you can see that's my little daughter, Cassidy, when she was in her stroller, when she was still a little baby. She's getting much closer to camp age now. This is our dining hall. We eat lots of our meals outside on the picnic tables on the Pines Lawn. But when we eat inside, we do it here at the dining hall. It's a beautiful location, a great building. But more importantly, we have tremendous food. We're peanut aware. We don't serve candy or soda except on very rare occasions, but we do have delicious desserts made by our bakers. Over here, we're going to go to the Grove Lawn. This is where the teenage boys live. A great spot for hanging out, throwing a lacrosse ball or a frisbee or a tether ball. We're going to take a look inside the cabin here. This is a teenage boys cabin in the Grove section of camp. Now, the cabins in the Pines, where we were earlier, are a little smaller. But naturally, as kids get bigger, they get older, their cabins get bigger. We have 2 full-time counselors and often a junior counselor that live in each cabins. They're heavily vetted and background checked. Many of them have been through our own 2-year leadership program, and there's great supervision at camp, great supervision ratios, and great supervision at all times. Over here, you can see our volleyball court. We teach real bump set and spike volleyball, and it's a great sand volleyball pit. That's our instructor, Nate Parker, my own nephew. And I mention that just not because I want to tell you that we are a family business, which we are, but more importantly, that everybody who teaches something at Wazi is an expert in what they teach. Nate went to his state championships. He's the captain of his volleyball team, the Libero, and a very, very cool thing and a very qualified instructor. This is the hill section of camp where the teenage girls live. It's a beautiful spot. They have their own basketball court. They have tetherball. They have frisbee and all those things. They have a great hill here for our 75-foot slip and slide, which is a lot of fun. And down at the bottom of the hill here is campfire. Campfire is a very important part of camp life. It's very beautiful and heartfelt. It's fun. It can be silly. It can be great. We tell stories, sing songs. And on the first night of camp, everybody becomes a member of the Wazi tribe. They cheer your name, and we call out over the water, and the echo comes back, and it's just a beautiful and magical thing. Now we're going to go inside the girls' cabin here. This is called Twun. It's a combination of 2 and 1. You can see a very lovely cabin, big and festive. We like to say that our camp is a rustic environment. All of our cabins are rustic. We don't want to be a country club. We're never going to be that. It's just the right amount of rustic. They're nice. They're not ridiculously set up like a country club, but they do have running water and bathrooms in all the cabins. Over here we have our athletic field, soccer, of course. In the back we have 5 tennis courts there. We have a baseball diamond. Here we have a skateboard park, kind of unusual, and we provide all the safety equipment so nobody needs to bring anything. Safety, of course, is the #1 thing at Wazi at all times. Over here is archery, one of the great things at camp. Everybody loves it, and something I think everybody should learn to do at camp. It's just one of those great things. It's a lot of fun. Now we're going to head over to the climbing wall and ropes course area. The climbing wall is a wonderful thing. It's 40 feet tall. It has tons of different routes, and it explains a lot of our programming philosophy because there are easy routes here, and then much more challenging routes go all the way around the different sides of the wall until it gets very, very hard, so it's always challenging. It's a great sense of accomplishment when you get to see this view from the top, and kids love it, especially if you're a little nervous about heights. It's really, really empowering. And then there's always something to challenge you so you never get bored. Over here, you can see our zip line, which is an absolute blast, tons of fun and pretty self-explanatory. And next to that, you can see our terrific challenge ropes course. Now, the high ropes is very challenging and lots of fun. And we have this very cool thing here that they call lobster claws. It's a double clip-in system that only one can open at any given time. So it's very, very safe, and the kids can be released out of the system by the instructor. Okay, over here is Alex Parker, another member of our family who's running the climbing wall. And you'll meet more of my family as we go around to the horseback riding area. That's Maddie Acosta, my sister-in-law, and Carl Acosta, my brother-in-law. She runs our equestrian department. He runs athletics and our Pines area of camp, where the youngest campers live. We do Western and English riding. We even have grooming, and we do all levels of horsemanship so everybody can learn or get better, even if they're experts or just complete beginners. All right, now we're back at the waterfront to close out our tour. As I said, Wazi has a wonderful and beautiful location. It's absolutely gorgeous. But what makes us so special is the environment at camp. It's incredibly welcoming and kind. And get to know us, read our reviews, call with any questions, and we'll talk about it. Thank you for joining us for the tour, and I hope to see you all at Wazi this summer.